What is going on, YouTube? It is Urban Reactions back at you with another one. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. There will be more reactions coming soon. Today, we have a controversial topic that came from Abba and Preach's channel. Go check them out. They're a pretty dope duo. They're talking about Johnny Somali getting left in Japan, incarcerated. Let me just preface this by saying, if you're going to be a streamer and you're going to go to another country to earn revenue, but you're going to be a dick about it, expect no less than a long arm of the law. So once again, like, comment, and subscribe. This video is brought to us by Decoy Voice. Link for all that will be in the description below. Don't mind me, I'm still getting used to this YouTube script thing, so, cut me some slack, why don't you? But let me get into the video and see what Decoy Voice has to say about this Johnny Somali situation. I know what I'm gonna say about this idiot, but let's go for it.
The American streamer in Japan that claimed he was Somalian filmed himself committing crimes with his friend not once but several times on livestream. Eventually, not only was he arrested, but his copycat accomplice was as well. Now, the original streamer has continuously been arrested, released, and arrested again for months now. But curiously, his friend has been released and is not only streaming again, but laughing about the not Somalian guy that still remains behind bars.
Now let's just address the elephant in the room, right? That person that's laughing, his cohort, his friend or whatever, that's not your friend, Johnny Somali. That's not your friend. Both of you went to Japan and knowingly broke several laws, trespassing, harassment, all kinds of crazy racist remarks. Then you wonder why other countries laugh at us. You wonder why other countries don't want to deal with us. Somebody of my skin complexion goes to another country that you've been to and you acted a damn fool. Now they're going to look at me like, oh, you about to do the same thing. Now, mind you, I studied the Japanese, I studied their economy. I studied their language. I've been in my Duolingo for 150 days now. Congrats to me. But, it's no way out. You tried to do all this for clout, and now it's just over at this point. It's no coming back. Japan has some of the nicest people in the world, and for some strange reason, just to give y'all a backstory for those who don't know, Johnny Somali went to Japan with his little cohort friends you see on screen. And they committed a bunch of crimes, harassment, trespassing, I guess hate speech. I don't know. I wasn't following too much of it, but the stuff that I was hearing and I was following was pretty disgusting. Almost I wouldn't say it's as disgusting as when Jake Paul and crew went to Japan and they went to Suicide Forest. Hopefully I can use that word. YouTube don't block me. And the world was pretty, well, not the world. The world in Japan was like, what the F? Like, what is going on? Some of these creators go full unhinged and they just start doing the stupidest stuff. It's like, you're a representation of our country. Why don't you understand you need to be on your best behavior because you're in another country? You're around their people. Just like they come to our countries and most times they're on their best behavior. What's keeping you from being on your best behavior? Oh, wait, right. Look at this fool, man.
He's probably going to be in jail for another two-ish to 6 months in jail. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine what this is going through. He got to be getting his booty. I'm trying to tell you. Oh
Mm, 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 mm. You had that to say about your friend. I'm gonna reiterate this. That's not your friend Johnny Somali. You need to can this man, bro.
I can't answer if I'm still in Japan or not.
So his not-so-cryptic message claims that he is still in Japan, but his view on nuisance streaming in the country has completely changed.
I will no longer be streaming IRL in Japan. Look, now a lot of you guys can call me a... If you guys knew how hard the police were on my... How many videos they had of me and Johnny, you would know it is not safe to stream in Japan anymore. Bro, I mean, look at all the other IRL streamers. Sus is never going back to Japan. Homeless, I'm pretty sure, is probably never streaming. Show quit. I don't know where the show went. Swimmer Nick got banned.
Now isn't that interesting that harsh criminal punishments not only stopped the serial offender from re-offending, but discouraged all other instances of the same crime? It's almost like the justice system works exactly the way it's intended if you let it, because for whatever reason, Western society decided that they no longer had the stomach to watch criminals suffer consequences. As the elephant in the room is, why is this guy out but not the other guy? They documented themselves committing trespass several times together. They got arrested pretty much together. And with Japan's record of having a 99.8% conviction rate,
Oof.
and they were
99%. Looking at you, America. Oh, we don't want to prosecute certain crimes. Sometimes these people just need help. No, they need more than a slap on the wrist. Some states and most inner cities are not prosecuting, small collar crime. That's not even a real thing. But, minor drug offenses, I could understand why you wouldn't want to. But, with the intent to distribute is like kind of a thing. But, they don't prosecute prostitution. They don't prosecute. In certain states, you can't even have someone removed from your premises. Like, they have to leave, or you just have to deal with it. I believe it's in Chicago. I think this was enacted at the beginning of this year. That should scare you, bro. Crackhead living in your shed. You go to get your saw, and he's in there butt naked. You call the cops, and the cops go, Then I think there was another one that was ridiculous. If something happens and the criminal flees the state, they have to take 72 hours, is it? 48 to 72 hours to begin searching for this person. This person could be in Canada by the time they start searching. He could be anywhere in the world in 3 days. Meanwhile, and Albert and Preach mentioned this too, other countries have CCTV everywhere. You notice he said, yeah, they have so many videos on us. I wonder why. I wonder why. Fucking morons.
or looking at 3 years prison time for their crimes. One of them is out laughing about how ironclad the case is against his accomplice and is still hanging out in the country. While no longer able to make any money streaming, I don't think he's taking a vacation as much as he's about to sing some courtroom karaoke. And sadly, that's what needed to happen, as the first guy had been bothering the Japanese for half a year. Whenever he would get scared, he would pretend to apologize.
Sincerely apologize to the country and the people of Japan. It was wrong, it was disrespectful.
Then go right back to nuisance streams, but now inspiring more streamers seeking out Japan to panhandle pennies online. So now the Japanese have been cracking down on these types, where the Live Door article loosely translates to railway companies possibly restricting filming, specifically targeting filming for the purpose of commercial activities, targeting not only the nuisance streamers, but those streaming themselves, stopping those nuisance streamers. As you can remember,
everybody
the
gets
band of
punished.
Japanese guys that went after the American troublemakers, where the guy in a blonde wig had a very specific tactic to use against him, but later seemed to...
So he just gonna get butt ass naked. I, hey.
team up with him to make content together, as he was later claiming he got into a police car without permission, but then was taken away in a police car with permission.
Oh, wow.
Now, I'm no expert on the Japanese legal system, but it appears they're going after everybody breaking the rules, regardless of who they are or where they're from.
That's what happens.
As there are plenty of people online that want to defend the American streamers, saying it's just because Japan is xenophobic and it's only happening because of their race. Or people even coming after me in my comment section, saying I must have a problem with an entire people just because of my coverage of one criminal. But notice how the Japanese police aren't just kicking down the doors of black English teachers just enjoying their dinner. Or I've never done a video on someone quietly minding their own business on a subway. But somehow, people in Western culture have been trained to think bringing up race is like some sort of Harry Potter spell to make people back off of them. But too bad I don't really care what idiots online think of me, and the Japanese haven't been conditioned to compete in the Oppression Olympics.
Okay, and before we even get into that, let me just say this as an up-and-coming YouTuber. You will never catch me pulling a race card on anything because I personally hate when that comes up. Because half the time, most of you are just morons. And there's no way around your idiocy, so you try to find every excuse to get around the fact that you did something wrong. Oh, you're doing this because I'm black. No, they're doing it because you committed a crime. Not everything is because you're black, which is a prime example of what he's about to explain right here.
At least they haven't put me in handcuffs yet, like they would in America, bro.
They wouldn't do that in America.
Are you guys serious? That's racist.
No, it's not.
Because my skin color? No. My skin color? My skin color? I'm American. My skin color? My skin color? No. My skin color? No. My skin color? My skin color?
As apparently this guy was getting his bike checked for registration, but then posted the video on TikTok complaining that the Japanese police were being racist, tagging BLM, to which people replied on Twitter, "This is just what happens to everybody's bike in Japan, where in large cities they will just randomly check you for your papers and had done so for decades," with others explaining that this isn't about race, it's about assimilating to Japanese culture. Because when you look at the Japanese YouTuber Takashi in Japan, he interviews foreigners talking about this all of the time.
They tend to be the kind of foreigner that is loud, kind of get looked down on by Japanese people, and that reflects on the rest of us, like all foreigners.
Get used to not being a loud foreigner. Get used to being polite.
As it seems most non-Japanese feel pressured to fit into the more docile society, but they do appreciate what it is compared to the West.
No danger whatsoever. People here in Japan are very nice. It
Really
shocked me with how polite everyone is here versus America.
So no wonder stores in Tokyo...
The Japanese are naturally nice people. Hell, damn near all Asians are nice. Just be respectful. And that's not even with just Asian people. Just be nice and respectful. That's not hard. For some reason, it's like we wake up and the world owes us something, so it's F everybody. No. The Japanese, bro, y'all think that y'all are oppressed here in America when you're born free as a bird, right? You're not being held down by archaic rules. Well, some of you are, but you're not being restricted to having a set amount of children. You're not being restricted to working 17 or 16 hours a day. You're not restricted to just doing this one thing. In some aspects, I'm not saying living in other countries is bad. You know, I'm not trying to deter you from traveling or anything. Certain countries have certain rules that are not rules in America. If you're going to go to these countries, you have to respect the rules. Or get fucked. Get fucked.
Can be left entirely unattended under the assumption that you'll pay for your goods and go.
See this, we can't do. Look, see, that, and that's probably Walmart or Family Dollar, Dollar General, bruh. I remember this has to be what 2008, 2009, the early 2000s, maybe early to mid 2010s. There was a concept for Amazon. I believe it was called Amazon Go, where You have your phone, right? Got your phone, and you pull up your Amazon account, and you go into one of these Amazon Go stores. You scan your item, pick up your item, put it in the bag. Do. When you get to the door, it scans your account, and you good. I believe the store originated in Seattle. I believe that's where the Amazon base headquarters was. And they were testing out this idea. I think ever since then, never heard anything about it since. Probably because people are ignorant and they love to ruin it for everybody, basically. So I'm pretty sure one rotten egg spoiled the whole bunch. One person either stole somebody's phone and did it, or they just stole and didn't pay, or canceled their cars right after leaving, stuff like that. Just minuscule dumb stuff like that. And that's the reason why some of us can't have nice things. And that's why a lot of us in the hood, all we get is the liquor store and Chinese shops, Chinese food shops, carryouts or whatever. Out in the county, we get everything. But even still in the county, there are certain things that are restricted because some people are going to hear about it and go, oh, I'm going to go get that. And they're going to ruin it for the entire community. Get it together, people.
Meanwhile, in the States, everything must be locked down, as it's apparently a social media trend to just steal detergent for digital likes, which is likely why we're starting to see Japan is for the Japanese protest in the streets.
Oh, wow.
But back to the original subject of streamers getting potential prison time for petty crimes, surely that arrest would never happen in any deep blue American city, but absolutely zero deep blue American cities could see the safety that Japan has. And sadly, we live in a society that thinks you're a bad person if you point out why. But if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on what happens when your race grift finally backfires.
Yeah, let's not talk about that moron. But anyway, big shout out to Decoy Voice for this video. Johnny Somali, I hope you learned your lesson. I hope you never do that again. I hope you never harass or trespass anywhere. I hope if you're released, I heard he was, you either rebrand yourself and do something else or fall off the grid and don't return. Because for you to get assaulted in Japan by Japanese people, come on now. The Japanese people, they're not one to be like, I'm gonna, nah. They're like, sir, please, I just want to go to work. Leave me alone. For you to be walking in the streets of Japan and getting choked out, I hope that was not in the video. For you to get choked out is crazy. For you to get punched on camera is crazy. For you to be disrespectful to a race and culture of people on their turf is distasteful, disrespectful. And I hope you and anybody else that does this gets reprimanded for it. This is Urban Reactions. I'm going to drop a subscribe on Decoy Voice. Y'all drop a subscribe on my channel. Be back at you with another one. Smoke bomb. Psh, I don't know.